Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博然。ABC CNN reporter Selina Wang, who complained about not being accepted as Chinese in China, asked the foreign ministry a question in English. A Simpsons episode was removed from a streaming website in Hong Kong over a painfully unfunny slave labour joke. And we'll take a look at what you guys think about China's balloon gate. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Boreham in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. Our favourite China-based ABC reporter, CNN's Selina Wang, recently asked the Foreign Ministry spokesperson a question in English. Now, why is that an issue? Well, it's not really. The regular press conferences have simultaneous translators, and reporters can ask questions in a number of languages. So why am I bringing this up? Well, you might remember Selina, a US-born Chinese, penned an article for CNN in which she complained about being a perpetual foreigner. Too Chinese for the US, too American for China. Where can Asian Americans like me call home? Was the title of her piece. She mentioned anti-Asian racism in the US, which of course is a real problem, and how despite feeling American, she never really felt as though she fitted in. She also mentioned, though, how she's still seen as too American for China. Well, why would that be? Selina, who's based in Beijing, had the opportunity to ask the Foreign Ministry spokesperson a question recently, but she chose to do so in English. Let's take a look.
The U.S. is confident, though, that what they shot down is, in fact, a spy balloon, disclosing that it contains surveillance equipment not normally associated with civilian research, like collection pod equipment and solar panels, and the balloon was flying over sensitive areas. Can you help us understand how this could be a weather balloon?
The unmanned airship is also civilian in nature. We have made it clear that this was an unexpected incident caused by force majeure. But the US side is deliberately hyping it up and even attacking it by force, which is unacceptable and irresponsible.
Now, why would she do that? Why wouldn't she just ask the question in Mandarin? Well, the answer is simple. She can't. Selina, despite having parents who were born and raised in China, can only speak very amateur-level Mandarin. The words and sentence structures in that question were way above her Mandarin level. Let me show you a quick example of what I'm talking about. Do you guys remember when she went to Guizhou recently to try and find death and suffering during the Spring Festival? Check out this interaction.
We find one woman, a patient's family member, who is willing to speak to us.
没有，我身边的好像没有啊，都是基本上就只是发点烧，然后就好了，基本上没什么那个了。我身边的人都是，他们都是这样，没有。
你们感染了吗？
我们感染过了，但是好了。
Now, it might seem to non-Mandarin speakers as though Selina is capable of having fluent conversations with locals, but that isn't actually true. Now, I don't want to be picky and tear apart someone's language abilities, but it does tie back to her perpetual foreigner complaint, so bear with me. In this exchange, Selina wanted to ask the local woman if she has had COVID before, but she asked her, 你感染了吗? This is incorrect and actually means, do you have COVID now? The interviewee understood from the context that Selina meant to ask her, 你养过吗? or 你感染过吗? and used that correct sentence structure in her reply to Selina. Knowing the difference between le and guo in Mandarin is very, very basic and something Selina obviously cannot grasp. So why does this matter? Well, because to the woman she's interviewing, Selina comes across as an American, not as a local. Language is such an important factor in belonging to a certain place, and Selina clearly didn't spend much time at all learning Mandarin from her parents. That's fine, that's her choice, but then to complain later about feeling like a foreigner in China is a bit rich. Selina, if you want to be taken as more of a local in China, grasp the opportunities you get in Beijing to improve your Mandarin. Spend an hour or two with a Chinese friend or colleague crafting your questions to the foreign ministry, even if it means learning new words and having to read your question out. Once you stop speaking Mandarin like a first-year Mandarin student, people might just see you as one of them. An episode of The Simpsons, a US cartoon series which by all accounts hasn't been funny for decades, was not included in the episode list of a streaming service in Hong Kong, according to Reuters. Walt Disney Co. has excluded the episode titled One Angry Lisa, which first aired in the US last October. The episode in question sees one of the show's characters refer to China as being home to forced labour camps where children make smartphones. Reuters reported that the Hong Kong government said the film censorship law was aimed at content deemed to endorse, support, glorify, encourage, and incite activities that might endanger national security. I mean, I just don't really get it. Is that meant to be funny or smart? I don't know, maybe it's a dig at Apple who have the vast majority of their iPhones made here in China. Keep in mind that The Simpsons, which has run for more than 3 decades and was recently renewed, hasn't been funny or relevant for at least 20 years. And by the looks of this episode, that isn't going to change anytime soon. Finally today, let's take a quick look at what you guys thought of the US shooting down China's stray balloon last weekend. In the latest Reports on China poll on YouTube, which attracted more than 4,000 votes, 76% of you thought America's first military success story in decades was way over the top. Manuel said, I really enjoyed the US media coverage, but at the same time can't stop thinking how scared were the American viewers, which is exactly what their government wants. Kimmy said, China watching 流浪地球, while the US is watching 流浪气球. Basic Guy added, the Chinese know how to play along with USA to make them feel like they've achieved something. So true. And William said, it's White House balloonacy. Anyway, you guys, that's it for today. As always, I'd love to know what you guys think. Can Selina improve her shoddy Mandarin? Is The Simpsons funny? Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.